Hello, I'm Captain Gamer, and let's play Final Fantasy VII, the Command Materia Challenge, Episode 40, and over 100 videos in this entire Let's Play. And it's also been a long time coming, but mostly due to my own silly time management skills with real life. Regardless, 40 episodes, over 100 videos, that is absolutely fantastic. And I can only be getting emotional over the status and how long this Let's Play has gone, because this is the final episode. And we start off by riding Kitone like a silly little chocobo she is. Speaking of chocobos, some little tidbits of information coming off the last episode. In chocobo racing, you can hold L1 and R1 to restore chocobo stamina while you are racing. I actually had forgotten this fact while I was racing, which goes all the more to show that it was incredible that I managed to rank the Desert Rose Golden Chocobo to S rank with that little information. And speaking of the Golden Chocobo and racing and all that, if you have Tifa in your party, much like I do now, when you are chocobo racing, then it is possible that once you decide to race, Tifa will ask if she can start riding the chocobo, so you can actually do the chocobo race as Tifa instead of Cloud. Looks like we can only slide down. Alright, let's go! They sort of pepper you with all these, no turning back sort of choices you make, but as you can see on the left, that's how you get out of the place in case you need to. And I have done a raid of the Northern Cave, as you can see by the open treasure chests. Pausing a little bit to appreciate the music. New music specifically made for this final raid, the final dungeon in the entire game. I just feel bad for forgetting about the whole Tifa tidbit in chocobo racing, because I am pretty sure that Kitone would have loved for Tifa to ride her at least once. But let us see what is going on in the Northern Cave. We have, what are these enemies? These are gargoyles. They are level 43. They have 2,000 HP, not so much in the HP department. And while they are turned to stone, well, not turned to stone, they start out stone. While they are stone, you cannot deal any actual damage to them. And they have X potions to steal. So you attack them once, they unpetrify themselves, and then they're ready to attack. And one thing that we didn't get a chance to demonstrate is the fact that occasionally gargoyles will cast level 4 death as soon as they are taken out. So if you have party members with a level multiple of 4, that is pretty dangerous for them. The final dungeon of the game is actually a bit more extensive than what we are used to. It starts off with this slow descent. And now we have the Dark Dragon. We shall get a sense for the Dark Dragon. It is level 57, has 14,000 HP, so we can't exactly mug it to death in one hit. And we weren't able to pick anything off. They have dragon armlets to steal. I believe I already picked off a full matching set for all of my characters. And the next screen is another descent. Their descent is going to be a big old theme throughout this whole dungeon. And now we have come up against Scissors. Yeah, I paused to try to think of an appropriate quip, but I think people who know me well enough know what sort of joke I was going to stylishly beat around the bush for. Ha ha! And I made a joke anyway. Anyways, the Scissors, you saw these Scissors stats, I don't think I need to tell you. By the way, you see I can push the OK button to climb up, the OK button being X for me currently. And take a look at that. Cloud climbs himself back up. Which is important for when you are doing a treasure run. And I grabbed off the treasures because I needed 2 mistiles for my fights against Ruby and Emerald Weapon. Other such candidates for taking down the weapons, by the way, were Tifa, who is currently in the party, because we all know that she loves punching turrets already, and turrets are kind of like weapons, so you just tell Tifa to treat the weapons like turrets, and those would have been pretty short fights. But what do we have here who just snuck up behind us? We have parasites. We are just going to scan the parasites for their being level 51 and 6,000 HP, and they're weak against wind and holy power. Do they have anything to steal? They have remedies to steal. If we were not rolling all ribbons, then that would have been a good thing to steal off of these parasites. The second candidate would be Sid, because he has his limit break, the high wind, that was actually, I believe they talked about some anti-weapon artillery, and that is Sid's limit break. The high wind was built in with a bunch of missiles that were designed to take out the weapons that had emerged from the planet. So it would have been interesting to see how we could have used the anti-weapon weaponry for what they were intended for. And yes, I am going to show all of those little recaps of where all the items are and what they are, because I recorded my previous run through. Okay, so when you come here, Arg, if you want to get 3 mist-style armors, once you come to this point, you're going to have your characters all around here, and you're going to choose between right or left. No matter what, you want Cloud to go left, and you want Tifa to go right. That means you won't be able to have her in her party. However, since I've already done this whole thing, and Tifa can be in my party now, but once you go down here the first time, that's what you're going to want to do. When you come to this split path, come on. But we have something new to fight. Ooh, look at this classic Final Fantasy enemy. He is the Aleman, he's level 48 and has 8,000 HP. He is weak against wind. Longtime Final Fantasy fans will recognize the Ahriman enemy from Final Fantasies of old. And, almost appropriately enough, he has eye drops to steal, which cure blind. Whoa, the exhaust there. Anyway, when you come to this split screen, this crossroads, every character you have that went left, they're gonna try splitting up again. So what you want is for Cloud to go up, and whoever else you want to go down. Which brings us to this screen, this peculiar looking screen. After all, it is part of the final dungeon. The final dungeon in a Final Fantasy game is just a playground for designers to just completely go nuts. Especially when you consider the Void from Final Fantasy V. And yes, running into the water will have you come out the other side, completely autopilot, with its own strange brand of music going for it. I rather like it. And what have we here? We have Christopher, and we have Geeky, Gaiki, whoever. These are some interesting looking enemies. Let's get a sense for them. Christopher is level 34, has 6,000 HP, and likes to dance around a lot. Gaiki, our little pony, has level 34 and has 5,500 HP. And we stole an Earth Drum from Christopher. I believe those cast some incarnation of Quake. But we couldn't steal anything from Gaigi, and this is the last episode. We are on the end of the third act of the game, so I cannot be harassed. There is a Final Fantasy wiki out there. It is fantastic. A fantastic resource for things like this. We have now encountered Master Tonberry. Oh dear. We can't even sense this guy. And yes, anybody who has played Final Fantasy will know that he still has access to his plethora of skills, including Everyone's Grudge, which I have to look up the mechanics behind that attack. But more importantly, his ability to use his knife to doink people into one-hit kills. The Master Tonberry has over 40,000 HP, if not 40,000 exactly, so you're going to want a character with high attack power to use 4 times cut to take down quickly, because you don't want to be doinked into submission. We stole an elixir from it previously, and you can morph the guy into a ribbon. Next up, we have a magic pot. Magic Pot is level 41, and it has 4,096 HP. It says, gimme elixir, so let's give it an elixir. Trying to attack it before giving it an elixir will first off result in no damage whatsoever, and then it will steal an item. If you let it get away, that item's gone forever. But look at the payoff. You get 1,000 AP, which is not bad at all for trying to train up Materia. However, I have trained up all the Materia I need, and you even get a turbo either after the fight. Going back into our strange area here, we have multiple paths to go through, and I can't help but think that that formation over there, oh hey! The next variety of enemy here, the Mover, or Mover, I have no idea. What's funny about Movers, for me, they're level 59, they have 3,000 HP, so they're going to be easy to take out. I most definitively know Movers from Final Fantasy V as being one of the last enemies you see in the final stretch of the game. You can even steal Turbo Ethers from these guys. And you can even get them as after battle drops. So, doesn't this formation look like some sort of resting dinosaur or something? And I'm standing on its tail right now? I don't know. Anyways, you can go down here through the water. Cloud autopilots his way all the way to the other side. That's how you get that treasure chest. Back down we go! Wee-hoo-hoo! Yes. Also, I'll bet some people are scratching their heads at my party choice. If you've been a long-time viewer of this Let's Play, is it really any surprise that I have Tifa and Yuffie for the final confrontation? If it does, then welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII, the Command Materia Challenge, where our Materia is yellow and we love female characters. Speaking of Materia, I should give a note about the Master Materia that I got from the Calm Traveler. But first, we encounter Armored Golem, who uses Golem Laser, Blarg, to completely miss 2 of us and cause 340 damage to the other. It is level 41, has 10,000 HP, so he's going to be able to survive one. And look, another Turbo Ether. How about that? About the Master Materia, there is an alternate way to get a Master Materia of a given color, And as you can probably tell, there's an item. I believe the Mega All was down here, but don't take my word for that. No, W Magic. W Magic was down here. I could also be wrong about that. So you'd actually have to go in there and blind yourself to get it. The Master Materia can be obtained in an alternate way, and I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next stream before explaining that. This is the final screen of the game. You'll see that all of your buddies are over on the other side there waiting for you to come down and sort of rally the troops for the final climb down to Sephiroth. But we have more of this to explore, and I'm still showing you an exploit, you can call it, to get the third mistile. So we are going to go up this path, which is another way out into this screen. We are now going in reverse of what we are supposed to be doing, but it'll be worth it in the long run. One note is that when you go up here, Cloud is always going to jump twice. Once onto that platform, and then once onto wherever it is. There's going to be a materia over here. I'm going to looks like later. You are supposed to time it, so you press the OK button just as you land to pick up the materia. And that can be particularly tough to do, but it's not like you are on a particular timer, so you can just go through and try it again. Now, about those Master Materia, an alternate way to get the Master Materia is to go through the game and collect every single instance of a certain color materia. In our case, we would gather every single command materia and master at least one of each type of command materia. Once you have mastered one of each command materia, you go back to Cosmo Canyon and you go to Bugenhagen's observatory. You go to the machine where you keep all the huge materia, and then you examine the appropriately colored materia for whichever you are trying to get the master materia of. With all the mastered materia, you examine the huge materia, and it will give you a master materia. Of course, you have to go through all that effort, and the only reason I don't have a second master command materia is because the W summon materia is obtained through the battle square, and I have no practical use for it, and the only stipulation of this Let's Play was to only use yellow materia. It's not to perfect everything. I learned that the hard way when I realized I could not get Chocobuckle to round out my enemy skills. And because everybody was just so in an uproar, why did I just do that? Over the fact that I was not appropriately sending all of my extra materia to the live stream, I will go ahead and give a fond farewell to Master Magic, Shield, Quadra Magic, HP Absorb, Counter, Blue Counter, mind you, HP to MP, Underwater, Mega All, Master Summon, and our dear friend Knights of the Round. Now, we have come full circle, and we are left, once again, with only yellow materia. By the way, take a look at how much inventory space for my materia I have. This is supposed to be nearly infinite, just for the sake of holding every single piece of materia you're ever going to have. And through my ridiculous training, I happen to almost max it out. Kinda wish I had maxed it out, just so I could be impressive and... be on TV tropes or something for having done that. In these battles, you might notice that Tifa is not quite as swift as the other people, and that's because after the insane training I did to beat the weapons, I just could not be harassed to get another character to maximum stats. What did I just do? That's actually an interesting little thing I just did. You can jump off at that point. Don't know what the point of it is, but you can do that. So yeah, Tifa's stats are not optimized, but she makes up for the fact by being Tifa. Being Tifa can get you a lot in life. So we are going to come all the way up here to return to the points where we split up for the second time this screen. And we can't go over here, so we're gonna go up here and return to the original split up spot. And now we are gonna go down to the right, and this is where the game gets tricked. The game is supposed to have a flag right here that is supposed to tell you, oh wait, but we decided to go down the left path, but once you reach the bottom, where all your characters are waiting, that flag goes away, allowing you to come down this way, even though you're supposed to go down the left side, because all your characters are now at the bottom, and frankly the game doesn't know what the heck you're trying to do, so it just lets you through anyway. Got this cool spire place. We'll go down, and of course, it's one of those can't go back situations, even though you can totally go back the other way. The second Mistile armor you will find in this treasure chest right here. The first one you're going to find when you were raiding the underwater reactor at Junon, I think it was. What am I saying? It was when you were raiding Midgard at the end of Disc 2. I clearly remember it now. The third Mistile, you're gonna see later. It's gonna blow your mind. And we have new enemies, the Death Dealers. We met these guys previously when we were going for their roulette enemy skill. Hopefully they don't use roulette on us in this fight to take us down before our time, and they won't. It is level 48, it has 7,000 HP, no outstanding weaknesses, so Yuffie, you have the honors. Awesome, I just love when 4x Cut randomly decides to clear the room. Cloud, you have some competition for your crowd clearing skills. Wow, I said that right the first time. I'm normally the least articulate person I know. And I love this screen. Look at how we're going on a skeleton of some serpent. And we have encountered Marlboro proper, who uses the Bad Breath ability to try and inflict all the status effects on us. But our frilly little ribbons keep us safe from the bad things. What do we have to steal from it? Yuffie, I don't think you actually stole an item from it, you just pulled off some of its tentacles. Ew. Look at this creature that I'm walking on the skeleton of. This crater was made when Genova crashed into the planet. So, did it just crash straight into this monster and forced it into this coiled position? Oh well. And we have returned to this screen. When you go to the screen the first time, you're going to have Tifa or whoever saying, "Hey, did you forget about me?" and prompt this meeting of the characters. I will show you what Cloud says once he approaches the center of the planet. And we are now gathered with our characters. The first thing you want to do the first time you go down here is speak with Tifa, because what happens is when you go down one path, all the characters who did not join you, they're going to have items for you to collect from them at the end of this dungeon. And what they're trying to do with that, it's as if they went down and they gathered the items from that side of the dungeon and are giving it to you now that you've met up at the bottom. So you talk with Tifa, and she gives you the third Mistile armor. You know, the Mistile that you've already picked up doing this exploit. I wouldn't necessarily call it a cheat, because you have 3 characters, and only 2 of the, one of the best armors in the game. So, it just seems fair that the game contains a way to get a third of this Mistile armor. It's almost as if they kept this exploit in the game just to give people this fighting chance against the super bosses. But once you have collected their items, you can talk to them normally. Let's just get this over with. This is it. Alright, this is the last dance! Yes, I already know. You like to dance, Barret. We finally made it here. Oh, I love how Nanaki's head is clipping in a cloud. Arr. Well, shall we get going? Being with you all is not so bad. Aw, thank you, Vincent. It feels like we've made it as far as we can. Yes, we have. Oh, I completely forgot to demonstrate something. The save crystal we picked up at the beginning of the dungeon. Yes, you saw it in one of the montages. And this is the end of the game. Of course, I'm not going to sort the items. Use this to create a save point in the North Cave. Would you like to create a save point here? Yes. And just so the save crystal feels good, we are going to hit the save thing. Yeah. And we were going to save at the bottom of the Northern Cave. Do not pay attention to the previous save behind the curtain. Okay. Now we are going to go ahead and head to the bottom of the screen to prompt the final descent. And yes, this is going to be the final. This is beyond the point of no return, and you're going to see why in a moment. Let's get going. Alright, everyone, let's mosey. Damn! Again! Stop saying it like a wimp! Can't you say, move out, or something? Cloud's like, okay then, move out! And everyone's pumped for that. We heard a monster growl in the distance. What? Look at the number. I guess what we're supposed to be looking at is a large crowd of monsters coming to get us and protect Sephiroth and/or the center of the planet. Cuss! They're coming out in full force! Cloud, you go first. I'm fighting here too. Shut up! Won't do us no good with everyone back here. Barret's right. You take 2 of us with you and go first. The rest will catch up with you later. Love how it's Barret and Sid taking on these leadership roles. Is this like a practice run before the real thing? That's a funny thing to say, innit? Yeah, a major practice run. I'm fine with that. It's probably more fun than fighting Sephiroth down there. Well, guess what, Yuffie? This might be fun to pass the time. Whoa! Another roar in the distance. They're coming! They're already on the floor next to us. Cloud, hurry up and make up your mind. Make up my mind? My mind was already pre-made up. So, make a party of 3. Hi, Yuffie. Welcome to the Fighting Sephiroth party. All of you. Later. Okay, I have to admit, that's kind of badass. Yeah, later. And skipping down we go while our friends are fighting a huge crowd. Cue the Genova music. Slow nod. Let's go!